This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. And be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And peace and blessing be multiplied on all you brethren, pushing this word in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect, 144,000. I'm the brother Dama Gabar, here with another lesson, Lord willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh while Yahweh Shai. All right. We definitely need to be walking circumspectly, especially in these times. And, I've been watching a lot of videos and a lot of stuff been coming across, my watch of these impending situations. So I just been Slacky, I had to take a phone call, but just been seeing a lot of videos and coming across a lot of stuff dealing with all of these alleged attacks that are being planned to happen here in Babylon the Great, which I'm gonna play a video at the end of this lesson going into that, which we know that these elites need to order out of the chaos. We know, a lot of stuff that Trump is doing is being done intentionally, to rouse the people up, to get people so on edge, people so burnt out, people are struggling. I saw a video where, over 6 million Americans are behind on their mortgage and the financial situation ain't getting better. Inflation is getting higher. The people here in Babylon are getting worn out, and now they're talking about Trump on April 20th is going to, sit down with the members of his, immigration team to see if they need to enact the Insurrection Act and start, basically rounding up people that are showing opposition or, bucking up against the Trump administration. You see individuals coming up against Elon Musk and Tesla and, different, people protested and taking it to the streets. They're, debating whether an Insurrection Act needs to be brought out here in Babylon the Great. And remember, Trump said he doesn't have any problem deporting American citizens that are basically unruly, that are bucking up, that are wilding out, sending them over to those Venezuelan prisons and Guantanamo Bay. So, times are getting crazier and crazier out here. So we need to just make sure that we're being circumspect. We see a lot of these Israelite groups, wilding the hell out, totally going off, portraying all their folly and their lust and their greed and their corruption. Their changing of the doctrine, changing of the 12 tribe sign. You see a lot of these jakes bucking up, just coming out and just denying being Israelites. It's just all type of weird energy out there, that the Lord is allowing us to see. So, we got to definitely be very circumspect as how we're moving out here, being careful about who you talking to, be careful of random people just popping up, coming to the camps, trying to get involved in the camps, even be circumspect of these women that might just start popping around and showing interest. You just never know. It's a lot of weird behavior going on, the whole information about, which we already suspected this, the CIA is watching the Israelite groups and they're trying to build their campaign and they're infiltrating, things that we already suspected. But, it's just getting more and more to a point to where, we just need to be more circumspect and making sure that we're being not unwise out here, getting caught up in the world, being in places we don't need to be, getting involved in shit we don't need to be getting involved in, and just keeping the simplicity of this truth the way that we've been doing it, and just, prophesy, preach this word, get in and get the hell out, man. All right. And this is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. No, I'll get that one last. I want to get this one first. But this is Daniel 12:1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, that great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. You see? And that time of trouble is, getting ready to come. We heard all this talk of World War III, Iran moving nukes. Trump is threatening to bomb Iran out of existence, and we know Russia is going to get involved in that. China, Taiwan, doing all of these military drills. You got America bringing aircraft carriers over there into the Middle East, so-called Middle East. So all type of shit is happening. Because ultimately we're coming into the time to where this devil is getting ready to come down with that great wrath, and he's getting ready to orchestrate this order out of chaos. Remember, these elites been said that they need all of these situations, these cyber attacks, blackouts, more so-called T attacks, chaos. All of these things are all still on the table, so these devils can bring in this new world order. And we know that eventually it's going to come with this Jacob's trouble, which a lot of these weak ass Israelites in these last days are saying that, that we're manifesting Jacob's trouble, and that there ain't going to be no Jacob's trouble. But at the same time, we're manifesting Jacob's trouble. And who you think, when shit hits the fan, who you think they're going to blame at the end of the day? But it says, Jeremiah 30:7, at last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, you see? And that's ultimately for the elect. And another thing, too, when we speak about the 2/3 and Jacob's trouble and all the hell, the famine, the death, destruction that's going to take hold on 2/3 of these Jakes, those things are mentioned for the wicked. When we speak about Jacob's trouble and these bad times that are coming, we're not wishing that upon ourselves or upon the elect or the sincere believers. We know that is all being done and going to be brought forth upon the 2/3 and the wicked of our people. All right, we're not wishing Jacob's trouble on ourselves, even though we know we're going to be in the midst of all of it. We're going to be in the midst of this financial collapse and Esau coming down with that great wrath, and being in the midst of this third world war, and all the other chaos and calamity that's coming. But we're not wishing that upon ourselves, man. That's for the 2/3 and for the 2/3 only. And the rest of these nations out here in Babylon the Great, that's, slated to receive those things. But at the same time, hey, we just got to make sure that we're walking circumspectly and being wise and, understanding that, hey, man, shit is about to hit the fan. Oh, I was going to say that. You see a lot of these women having visions of the MOTB. I think the brother in New Jersey, had a vision of all hell breaking loose. So, hey, man, the Lord is not giving these men and women these visions and these signs for no reason, and then putting them on video, because the Lord wants us to hear these things so that we can break them down and we could prophesy and let, the Lord showing us that these days or these times are getting very close, man. So we got to be very circumspect. So I just want to play this video and I'm going to close it out, man. So with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai for putting the spirit in me to do this lesson. Until the next one, Shalom. But check this out.
It's a strategic arm of Hezbollah. The purpose of it is to send out people around the United States. Now, here's a little bit of information on these groups for you. The units, they are composed of special operating groups. And I apologize. I know this might not make a whole lot of sense. There's certain things that I want to be careful about how I say it. They frequently travel abroad. They are explained away by their family members and their neighbors and their friends as going out on regular business trips, whereas they are in fact members of a unit that is mounting various potential attacks that will happen throughout the United States and throughout the world against Americans and against Israel. So one more time for you guys, and this is only the ones that they know of. This does not mean that there is not potential groups in your city. It just means this is the ones that they have eyes on, that they've released at this time. Washington, D.C., all throughout the state of New York, San Francisco, California, Santa Clara, California, Los Angeles, California, San Diego, California, Houston, Texas, Arlington, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Boca Raton, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Orlando, Florida, Tampa, Florida, Boston, Massachusetts, Playfield, Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, Cleveland, Ohio, Laurel, Maryland, Potomac, Maryland, Hareton, Virginia, Springfield, Virginia, Raleigh, North Carolina, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Charlotte, North Carolina, Detroit, Michigan, Columbia, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, Denver, Colorado, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Tucson, Arizona, and Seattle, Washington. That is the current list that we have right now, you guys, and I can see the fives pouring in. And yes, Dallas, Texas is on the list. New York is on the list. Dallas, yes, I see people saying all of these things coming in as my city on the list. This is the list that we have so far. Now, again, as more information rolls out on this, I'll let you guys know, because this was just released. We're hearing about Florida, a lot in Florida, a lot in Texas, and a lot in California, and in New York. They didn't even put the cities. They just said all throughout New York. Just New York it's everywhere. And I think that this is fairly evident because also, too, as you guys will recall, the protests and the attacks in the streets that have already been going on, where have they been? Los Angeles, California, New Orleans. We saw this in Chicago. We saw this in, or there was another city, I can't remember. There was New York, LA, Chicago, New Orleans, and we saw the bombers stopped in Houston. And now this list was released, and we see city after city in California, city after city in Florida, in Texas, and in New York. They didn't even bother with a list. They just simply said all throughout the state. So I think it's very important for us to know that this is going on. Let's see here. Ryan says that they planned the attack on Israel for 1 year. What if there is more to the plan? Ryan, I don't doubt it. I think that there are strategies underway, and I think that the FBI, and I'll put a 1 if you believe they know a whole lot more that's going on than they're releasing. The fact that they're releasing this, and the fact that the FBI and Congress came out on the same day with this information, that makes me feel like they know that it's almost like they've been. Let me know if you think this. Put a 1 if you agree. They've had things under wraps. They know a